is Chili's chicken enchilada soup. So we have a few ingredients in the Chili's chicken enchilada soup. We have 3 pounds of already cooked chicken. Now earlier today, I just cooked up 4 leg quarters and then just deboned those for my 3 pounds of chicken. If you have a leftover rotisserie chicken, you can use that, or if you just want to poach a couple of chicken breasts, you can do that as well. I think that this probably has more flavor using the dark meat, and it's also cheaper. We're using onions here, lots of them. I just happen to be using chopped yellow onions here. I like the flavor of yellow onions. I think they're a little bit milder, but if you like white onions, you can use those as well. Now, this is a bit of an unusual ingredient. It's called mesa harina. Now, you can make tortillas out of this. Now, this is sold near where flour is sold, and this is gonna give our soup a lot more body and thickness. Alrighty, for a little bit of heat, we're gonna use cayenne pepper. If you like your soup a little bit hotter, you can go ahead and add a little bit more cayenne pepper. Cumin, we're gonna add lots of that. This is one of my favorite ingredients. I like it because it adds lots of flavor and very little heat. It's fantastic. Now I'm gonna use something that's called chicken base. Now you may have not used this yet. Typically it's sold in the grocery store right next to the bouillon cubes, but guess what? This has about half the sodium and it tastes a lot better, and I really encourage you to try using chicken base. It makes a fabulous broth in a jiffy, and it's much cheaper than buying cans of chicken broth every time you need a little bit of chicken broth. We're gonna use some vegetable oil just to saute our onions in. And finally, we're gonna use a little bit of cheese here. Now I'm using Velveeta, and normally I know we don't like to use Velveeta because we don't think it's real cheese, but you know what? It melts really, really well and gives a great cheddar flavor to our soup. So why don't we get started cooking? We're gonna begin making the Chili's chicken enchilada soup by sauteing our onions. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my vegetable oil into the pot. You can use any type of vegetable oil. You can use corn oil, soybean oil, generic vegetable oil, just anything. It just really doesn't matter. And we're gonna go ahead and put our onions in and let them saute. And while these onions are sauteing, we're gonna go ahead and add our spices. And if you add in your spices while you're sauteing with the oil, it's gonna help release the flavors a little bit more than if you would just put them in later. So that's why we're adding in our seasonings now. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in my chicken base too. Okay, and these will become translucent in just about 5 minutes. So while my onions are sauteing, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up half of my mesa harina and 1 quart of water. All right. Now we have 1 quart of water and half our mesa harina. This is what we're going to use to help thicken the soup. All right, our onions are ready to go. Now I'm going to add my 1 quart of water with 1 cup of mesa harina. And we're going to let that come to a boil. You need to let this come to a boil so the mesa harina doesn't have a raw taste to it. So now I'm going to add another quart of water to the remaining mesa harina, and we're going to go ahead and just mix that up and get it ready to go. And we'll add this into our pot as well. Okay. Let that come to a boil, and then we'll add in the rest of the stuff. And we'll let it simmer. So we've let our soup sit on the stove for a little bit. You can see it's wonderfully rich and creamy. The soup is Chili's chicken enchilada soup. All right, so we're ladling up some of that Chili's chicken enchilada soup. This is rich, creamy, and so good. There's your Chili's chicken enchilada soup.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Manley. Have you ever wondered how your favorite restaurant makes that special dish? Well, I put together over 1,500 recipes that taste just like they do in the restaurant. Visit copycat.com and find recipes from the Olive Garden, Outback Steakhouse, the Cracker Barrel, and so much more. Visit copycat.com and discover recipes such as the Olive Garden Alfredo sauce, Olive Garden salad dressing, and Hooters fried pickles. You've tried it in the restaurant, now make it at home.